Alright, what's up guys? Software Dev Jason here. I'm back working on my niece's motorcycle, and unfortunately I had to split the case again. The bike runs awesome. I mean, it has tons of power. Several times she's passed some of the, the newer 65s, and so it's not lacking on power. The bike's running awesome, has good compression. Everything's really good. But I kept having this problem, and it was burning Giro, right? Which caused it to smoke like a freight train. But it was real sporadic. It wasn't all the time. One time I had the bike laying over on its side for whatever reason. When I picked it back up, I mean, it was just smoking like a freight train. Just a lot more than a normal two-stroke would smoke. You can tell it has a different smell to it. It's not normal two-stroke smoke. And I know the gear oil was going somewhere, so it was getting burnt out. It was fouling out plugs. I knew what it was. Or the first thing I thought about, and I swore this is what it was that right side crank seal over here. So, if you're looking at on the clutch side, there's a seal right here that seals, this area off from the crank. And if you're burning gear oil, this is going to be the most common cause of that. It's going to be that right side crank seal. Well, here's the thing. It was a brand new crank seal to begin with, and then I put 2 more crank seals in trying to fix this problem. And it was just horrible. Fouling out plugs in 5 minutes, burning gear oil. I'd have to put, during a single race event on the weekend, I'd go through 3 plugs, and I'd go through 10 ounces of gear oil. I mean, it was that bad. And the reason that I went through it several weekends is because I kept trying to replace this crank seal to solve the problem. Well, I got to thinking, there's only 2 ways the gear oil can get into the crank and you start burning it up. This right side crank seal and the case gasket. And I was really hoping it wasn't this case gasket. And I was pretty careful when I put when I rebuilt the crank, or I put a new crank in. I was really careful with the case gasket on this outside edge. Everything looked okay, but here's the problem right here. I don't know if you can see it. If you see, that gasket does not line up properly with this mating surface here. That is the problem. That is why I am burning gear oil in this 65, and this thing has been causing me headaches for months now. And I was really hoping it wasn't this, because I had to split the case again on this bike. Did not want to do that. But yeah, that's the problem. So I got a new case gasket. I'm going to try again at putting this together. I'm going to be super careful this time. I'm going to clean the surface up really good, and I'm going to put a light coat of grease on it so this gasket doesn't move around when I'm trying to press the case back together. If you're having a problem with burning gear oil on a 2-stroke, there's a couple reasons for that. On a 2-stroke, it could be that right side crank seal. That's the most common problem that you're going to have. Usually it's not going to be this, unless you've just recently done some work where you had to split the case, and it could be this this case gasket. But normally it's going to be that right side crank seal. In this case, it was actually the case gasket, which is worst case scenario because you had to split the case. Anyway, that's my luck right there. It's another 4 hours of my life spent working on this 65. You can see it's just not even round. At any rate, hopefully that's going to solve the whole burning gear oil problem with this 65. Other than that, man, this thing will about throw me off. It's got a lot of power. After that rebuild, cleaning everything up, running high quality oils and stuff in it, it just seems to be really smooth. Just something to be aware of that could cause the problem as well. Thanks for watching, guys.